if most of your end buyers are going to have call centers to call these leads, if 25%, which is what we see, of these leads are fake, the reps on the phone are happier when they're calling real people that wanted the product so they can just do their job, as opposed to calling people and getting yelled at, or even had a client have a death threat.
Oh, yeah.
Because this guy's information was obviously sent to a couple different verticals, and his information was used because it passes the data test, right? The name and the email and the phone number all match. And he just happened to be with the last person calling him of a string of people. Average person gets a leads calling it what, 10, 15 times in the course of 2 weeks, which is maybe reasonable. Now, if you imagine that same lead is sold to 10 different companies, now you get 150 phone calls. As a consumer, you're upset. So that call comes in and you just got the person at the wrong time. He just had 3 calls back to back, and now you're calling him. And this guy ended up with a death threat.
It is brutal, right? We all know that. We're in performance marketing lead gen, we see that. It's just these men and women work so hard. I mean, but the rejection is like worse than online dating. It's going back and going back and going back, and they're amazing. So to clean up and get the ones that at least you can go back and say, whoa, wait a minute. And you called from this, and remind that consumer where they were and that they were shopping for solar or Medicare or mortgage or, whatever the case may be. So you get that, oh yeah moment, that changes the whole dynamic of the phone call. Instead of, is this another, auto warranty call? So it's that, to clean up as much junk as you can for a quality lead instead of quantity. It helps your back end. It makes your employees happier.
Yeah.
Truly, that is a brutal job. I have the utmost respect for call centers.
I worked my way through college, telemarketing, calling people from 5 to 9 p.m. at night at dinner time, trying to sell them frozen food. So I did that for a couple of years, and it's not a fun position. Now, in that position, you're expecting that when you're a telemarketer cold calling people, but when you're calling people that raised their hand and said, I want information, and then they're yelling at you that they didn't, that's not what you signed up for.
No, and you're not told that when you accepted the job. You're like, oh yeah, you're going to do this, and yeah, it's going to be great. Everybody wants solar panels. Yeah.